What is your will, my master?
This is a demo for a KY Saber's Jedi Killer for a customer who wishes to remain private. So we'll just get right into the Saber. This is installed with the Proffie V2. It's got dual crystal chambers. So let me turn the slide on. The first crystal up top here that's tinted, that is a crystal that KY puts in. And then I put in a secondary crystal down here. It's a real quartz. It's kind of hard to see because there's mesh over it and then my camera's not so good, but I take that quartz and I heat crack it or I heat fracture it. So there's better light diffusion and it just looks kind of gnarly. It's a 2-button setup. So top button up here is your power and then bottom is auxiliary. It's running CC Sabers in here for your main PCB. This is your blade retention right here that you can just use with your finger, which I like. And then how to get to everything is you just want to take this guy off right here. And again, I just kind of hand cranked it so that I didn't need a tool. You take this off. It's not very long, so just make sure you don't lose it. And then this thing, this handle just slides right off. This is kind of like the V2 of my chassis for this guy. I don't know why I did it before, or I didn't do it before, but I had the board sitting inside the Saber and it was a little difficult to get to, so I redesigned. I just started from scratch and I redesigned my chassis for this guy, and then this is what I've got right here. So easy access to your board. It is just a snap fit down in there. A removable battery setup, right? So spring side over here, and then it has a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker in it right here. Each of these crystals is wired independently from the blade, so they each do something different. Now this just has the stock font package on it, but I did go through on the first font and I did a little something different with the crystals from the main blade, so that you could see how everything's wired independently. And then there's a copy of the config file that I used on the SD card if you want to build from that, right? So we'll just go ahead and throw a battery in it. I'll throw this on real quick. You just want to match up the blue wire with the blue wire that's already on the upper part of the Saber. And then once you do that, you'll see the locating hole for this screw that holds the handle on. So we'll just hand crank it in here. And tighten it up to leave the handle on, and then I turn the light off. I've got you know, these two different, I mean, they're obviously doing two different things. So one's pulsing and one's just going, I think one's pulsing and then one's a heartbeat. So the bottom one is a heartbeat till they turn on. And then I've just got them doing that. And then your LEDs, right? This thing's super loud. So you turn it off. And then it goes back to doing that. Or you can come over here and use the activation. And then they will flash when you hit auxiliary. Just like that. And we'll put a blade in here real quick. This does take a 1-inch diameter NeoPixel blade. I gave you an unstable blade for the main blade. Good class on class. And then when you get to the other ones, I didn't mess with the crystal chamber, so they will just mimic your blade.
Smooth Jedi.
So blue everything, right?
Smooth gray.
Fire.
Smooth fuzz.
And just solid red. Just like that. and we'll go ahead and take the blade out. So hand cranking on the screw for the handle works. I would suggest, though, go ahead and get an Allen key when you're tightening down your blade. I tightened it down my hand there, and I wasn't quite comfortable with that. That's why I didn't swing it around too much. All right, but then to get the battery out, it's super simple. We'll just go back and take this screw out again, slide this right off, and then from the positive side by the speaker, you can, if you can't pop it out with your finger, which I'm having trouble doing right now, just get yourself a small tool and just come over here from the positive side and pop it out just like that. Then over time, that should wear down enough to where you should be able to pop it out with your finger. So yeah, that is basically your Jedi killer. Thank you for your patience on this. I was waiting for him to send me a single switch. He had sent one, and this one takes two, and then he has they're not proprietary switches by any means, but he gets them in a certain place where I haven't been able to find them. They look like that, so that it was $1 waiting on a dime with this install, but it's done right now. So let me know if you got any questions, and if not, this will go out in the mail to you tomorrow. All right, thanks.